Today's topic is right wrongs and wrong rights. So today I was just sitting down talking to my wife, and we were having this discussion about right wrongs and wrong rights, and I explained to her, by the time we were done with the discussion, she had come up with this conclusion in her mind that, how is it that people, dealing with YouTube or just in general, people tend to do wrong and still get, in terms of success, end up doing that. It's like they're doing the right thing. So, and then people that tend to do right, end up in terms of success doing wrong. So it's whatever the people that are the ones that are doing right, they're doing wrong in terms of success. The people that are doing wrong are doing right in terms of success. And so by the end of this video, I want to give you guys kind of my perspective and my insight, on how I feel about that, what I think about that, and just my life experience, based on what I've been through, growing up. So starting off, I just want to say, that I'm third to the oldest child. My mom had 8 kids, and I was never treated like the oldest child, the favorite, and then the second favorite was always the younger one. And out of 8 kids, so I'm kind of in the middle right there. So you know how the middle children get treated, right? So, but anyway, um, growing up, it was always hard. It was never easy, It was always a struggle, Come from a single parent home. My mom, she raised us the best she could, with what she was given, the hand she was dealt. And, me being like the middle child, I guess you could say that I saw, what my mom went through, in a sense, not to the extent in which my older sisters and siblings saw, but I saw what she went through raising children on her own, as a single parent, having to raise all these children by herself and doing things that today she's not proud of. She had to do wrong to do right. Like I said, doing things wrong. She did things the wrong way. And I find myself today, like thinking like, man, I don't want to do things wrong because I've seen wrong all my life. That's how I was raised. I saw my mom do it. I've seen uncles and aunts do it, where they're doing wrong, but they're successful. They're doing wrong, but in terms of success, they're doing right. And so me, I'm just like, I don't want to continue that. I don't want to follow those footsteps. My dad, the same thing. Doing wrong, and in terms of success, he's doing right. So my deal is I'm doing right, in terms of, law abiding citizen, doing what's right, the next right thing, the next best thing, putting one foot in front of the other, not taking no steps back, not turning to the left or turning to the right, just continuing forward with my journey, trying to do the right thing. And so it's just like you have people that in this world today, they do wrong. Say, for example, you have drug dealers, you have people that, alcoholics, drug addicts, but in terms of success, it seems, that like their situation is a lot better. Should I say? I may be using the wrong terminology, but probably for lack of terminology, I would say that they're less worried, versus someone that like me, I'm trying to take the straight and narrow, stay the course, and everything seems a struggle. I mean, I'm here on YouTube right now, and I'm trying to I'm watching all these YouTube videos. Me and my wife, we watching all these YouTube videos about, you know, right and wrong when it comes to, becoming monetized on YouTube. And so I'm just like, man, is there a right, if we do it the right way, in terms of success, will it be the wrong way? Or if we do it the wrong way in terms of success, will we be doing it the right way? And we fall in that category or in that crowd, amongst the masses that are successful on YouTube. You have all these fake YouTube videos out there using a bunch of AI, things of that sort. And so it's just like, man, there's one video say this, another video says that, and you don't know who to believe. You just like, I don't know, right? And so my deal is that I'm just like, okay, well, let's hear from both sides. Let's hear from both sides. I'm watching, I kid you not, I'm watching a YouTube video, and this guy's conversation, I'm not gonna say his name because I don't put his name out there, but this guy, when he's talking, right, his physical body in the video is like jumping, like, 1 minute he's standing there talking, and then the next minute he's sitting on top of a car, right? But here's the deal: his voice did not change one bit, as if he was under breath or anything like that. So I was wondering, I said, maybe that's overlaid. But then I thought, I said, it can't be overlaid because his mouth is in sync with what's coming, the audible that's coming from the screen. So I said, that has to be AI. And it just kept, his physical body just kept jumping, like as if you would pause, you were recording the video and you would pause that video and come back and hit play again, and it'll jump. You see what I'm saying? So basically, when I saw that, I was like, man, is this even real? I'm watching all this. I almost subscribed to the guy's YouTube, channel, but I was like, nah, something doesn't seem right, And he said he had 3 accounts, one at the last one, the most previous one being at 70K subscribers. One before that was at like 300,000 subscribers or something to that end, and the one before that was in the millions. But so my thing was, if and let me rewind right quick, because in the video, this guy is talking, as I said a minute ago, that he's talking, but his physical is jumping, from place to place. 1 minute he's standing, 1 minute his body so happens to end up sitting on top of the car, and then next thing you know, he ends up inside the car. So I noticed something, and I pointed it out to my wife. I said, the thing of it is that if this guy is outside videoing, with live footage, and this is real footage, if you're outside and you're filming, I guarantee you're gonna have atmospheric noise. And so there was no atmospheric noise while he was talking, standing outside, sitting on the car, all these different shots of him being outside by his car, right? And then all of a sudden, he ends up inside the car, and the voice and the atmospheric sound is the exact same as it was as when he was outside the car. So then I said, man, this could be AI. This very well may be AI, And so I had concluded, I said, man, whoever did this, I say, this is the exact thing that some of the YouTubes, the channels I've watched, this is the exact thing that they're talking about, is that, you have to watch out for these fake YouTube channels, these fake accounts, and there are certain things you can look for, if you can have a person sitting there vlogging, but you notice that there was one video where the girl, she didn't have braces on her teeth, but as she kept talking and kept vlogging, continued her vlog, she all of a sudden had braces on in the middle of her vlog. So it was like, man, that's AI all day. How are you talking, how you doing the video and end up with braces? That's like me sitting here. 1 minute I'm sitting here talking to you, and you never see me move, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, I got braces on, and on my teeth, or a hat on my head. You're like, how did that happen? You know, but my voice never changed. It could be an overlay, you know, but the thing about an overlay is my lips are in sync with what you're hearing coming through that audio. And so, like I said, back to the topic, which is right things wrong and wrong things right. So I said, well, I don't want to do it like that, the way that guy, whoever created that account, that AI account, you know, whoever did that, I don't want to do it like that, you know. Yeah, they may have buku's subscribers. I mean, but the thing is authenticity, you know, authentic, genuine content, you know, not this AI footage, not this, you know, doing it the right way and coming up with real, true results that you guys can see. You guys can see my channel. You guys can see my channel. And you can see that, hey, I only have a few subscribers. I don't have a lot of subscribers, you know, because I'm doing it. I'm just starting off. I only been doing it, I've been doing this for about a couple of months now, you know, maybe 2 months at best. And so I'm just like, there's no AI involved, you know. I mean, you know, you want to try this technology stuff out, you know, and you try your hand at it to, you know, maybe create you a thumbnail, or you know, create you some type of script, you know, give it an idea, and it'll create the script for you, and you just put the script in CapCut, and it generates a video for you, or a picture, a photo, whatever. But my thing is like I say, right things wrong and wrong things right. You know, do it the right way. You know, regardless if in terms of success it seems wrong, like you're doing everything wrong. You know, in terms of success, you know, do it the right way. Because if you do it the wrong way, and in terms of success, it seems you're doing everything right, it could very well fail and backfire on you. It could backfire on you, and the thing of it is, I wouldn't want to sit around and be around when it does backfire, you know. And I wouldn't want that to happen to me. Neither would I want it to happen to anyone else. But you know, to each his own, really. But so yeah, I started this channel. I think I started YouTube and just watching YouTube. That was my first deal, you know. Back in 2024, I was just watching it, like, let me try this out, you know. And then after I got, you know, my motorcycle, I was like, well, and mind you, I'm a beginner rider. It's my first time riding, so I'm trying to do the Motovlog thing, you know, and just give real life experiences, kind of perspectives, you know, my perspective on life, you know, in general, you know, share the journey, share my journey, you know, my journey. I'm not a negative person, you know, per se. I'm more, I get along with anybody, you know. I get along with people real well, you know, especially at my job and stuff like that. You know, it's just, you have to, you know how to work around, you know, when, you know, people, when I've had jobs, you know, where I had to, like, customer service, you know, and I'm having to greet people coming through the door, you know, and my attitude every day is the same before I get to work and while I'm at work and when I get off. You know, my attitude's the same. Just doing things. I felt that was the right thing to do. You know, give that positive perspective, give that positive feedback to people. You know, a good gesture or a positive deed. You know, for that day. You know, you never know what people are going through. You know, and so, but that's my deal. So, as I said, good things, wrong things right, and right things wrong. You know, do the right thing no matter what. You know, I know sometimes it's hard, but hey, guys, if I can do it, trust me. Coming from where I come from, the way I was raised, and I just gave you a brief of how I came up. You know, hard, struggling. If I can do it, you can do it too. You know, but don't forget, y'all like and subscribe to my channel for more content, because there's more content on the way. There's more. I have more rides coming up on a motorcycle now that I got it fixed, and also more just, you know, real life conversations like this, you know. And so if you like it, don't forget to turn on the notification bell, because if you turn on the notification bell, guess what? You will be notified when I drop something new. I will have something every single week for you. Thank you. Much love. Peace.